All right, so we're kicking off with the nest at the Succubus Club. They're upstairs, getting ready to enter the private room where Baby Chorus is about to have their concert for the Elysium for all the kindred gathered. Now, they get to see the concert, and they get an interesting approach and offer from a kindred brand new to the city. We'll see what they do with it. When you guys head in, you will hear the music just hit you full force. Like, literally they waited a couple minutes. There's like some keys playing a bit here and there on the guitar, and like you can hear Evan like pounding away at the keyboard for a second. But once everybody's inside and the doors actually closed to block off this level from the room that you're in, the music hits full force. And Damien and Kathy and everybody's just going crazy on the stage. And it's actually a very, very good performance. You're looking at, in some cases, some toward are just stopping conversations just to listen to what's going on stage. But the murmur that's passing through, like some of the other Tordor, like, Brett Stryker and some of the others, is like, well, how can a Bruja actually be? I mean, is he really that good? They're critiquing him, but you know that he's got their attention.
Mm-hmm.
As they're conversating and you kind of catch those whispers of critiques, you will see that off in the corner, Annabelle's still talking with Jason. And Annabelle's got this huge smile on her face, and Jason's just kind of like you see the gesture, like, well, come on, like we could definitely like see through this, right? Like he's gesturing towards her, and she's just smiling, like, oh, of course, sure, yeah, of course we can. So she's definitely kind of dragging that out a bit. You will see to the other side, Ysenia is sitting with Alexa. The two hounds are sitting together, and Sierra's talking to the Tremere that Jeff you've dealt with. Tracy Graves, yes. It's the one whose ghoul taught you Akkadian script. So she's talking to Sierra, and you'll see a little bit off to the side there, Sun Shay is sitting, the woman that you guys saw at the secondary chantry. A little crazy at the time that you saw her.
She's our contact, the Tremere.
Well, no. Your contact knows how to push her buttons. You don't know who your
how to
contact
push her buttons,
is.
right.
You will also see that Portia's off to one side, just kind of chilling out and watching the show. Now, oddly, she's hanging out with Maldavis. And you see Genghis not that far away.
Oh, I thought Anarchs were banned from... that's true, but they had to drive into Chicago to get to Elysium. So, ballsy, but all right.
Well, it's Genghis. Like, who's going to say, fuck you, no, leave?
That's true.
I mean, you can, but that's... do you really want that war right now?
Right. That's fair.
And you will see Critias by himself watching this show. Occasionally, as he's watching the show, he looks out among the crowd and then turns his eyes back to his childer on stage.
Cool. I'll be chilling. I'll be definitely keeping a watchful eye. I have the luck of most people not paying attention to me because they think I'm a caitiff. So I use that to my advantage, and I will pay attention as much as I can.
So for Sullivan, there are no other caitiff here. Occasionally we'd see one or two. Well, Mel Davis is here, but none of the others are here. Like Mama Wald or, any of the others that are kind of among the city. They're not here at all. Mal Davis is the only one's here.
But if I remember correctly, all the other caitiff other than me in the city took refuge with the Thin Bloods, didn't they?
Yep.
That's why I'm the only one here.
Yeah.
Well, plus...
I don't throw my hat in with that lot. I'm better than that, even though I'm a caitiff.
Unless I'm thinking of it wrong, you're also a caitiff that's like holding like boons from
you have boons
from multiple people.
You have that much at least as far as standing to kind of be around.
So, how do you guys want to sit up and watch the show? Are you going to sit off on like a table by yourself, one of the high tops, or are you going to just saunter towards some people that you recognize? How are you going to take it in?
I'm feeling very paranoid, so I want to be somewhere by a way out.
Okay, so like close to the doors.
Closer to the doors, yeah. I want to be able to get the fuck out of there. I don't want to be in a big group of people if something happens and I'm trying to fight through a crowd to get out. Like something snaps off, I want to be easy out.
That's a good idea.
To either side of the entrance are two high tops that have a couple of chairs around them. Nobody's taking them because honestly, they've kind of separated to their own corners, right? For the most part.
I like
they've separated to high school.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, it's vampire. Yes. It's a court. Yes.
That's exactly what they did. The jocks are over there. The fucking goths are over there.
Right. And then you got the fucking old fucking asshole in the corner just staring at everybody, aka Critias. Yeah, you
Right.
guys can definitely snag one of the high tops either side of the door. Probably within a good 10 or so feet from the entrance way if you want to make a quick escape.
Perfect. That looks good to me.
So you guys settle in, and Baby Chorus starts their second song, and they get a couple applause, a couple bits of applause here and there scattered among the group. Obviously, as a Toreador, Sean, this is insulting. For Preston, you realize that the crowd's just like, oh, yay, you're here, awesome. Not a lot of them are really engaged. And the Toreador are kind of actively Baby Chorus because it's led by a Bruja, right?
Right.
So even though they're a Toreador in the group, still, it's led by a Bruja. It's your front man. So they kind of like play that off a little bit, especially since the front man no longer has a position in the city. They don't pretend to be like, oh, wow, that's amazing. You're so a credit to your clan. Oh, clap, 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 clap. Now they're just like, you're a Bruja. Yay, golf clap. So there's definitely those things that are dividing the types of cheers that they're getting while they're playing on stage. As that second song starts to kick up, this melodic, drum beat kind of kicks off, and then you hear Damien's guitar kind of ring into things. The door opens by you guys, and in walks this man in his nice black suit, all black. He's got a black suit jacket, black tie, black shirt, black slacks, black shoes, and he's, I'd say, probably middle-aged, so like 40s, 50s. Got a little bit of graying at the temples, but nicely cut, like very stylishly cut brown hair. His eyes over the crowd. He catches Sierra, and she kind of nods to him. He gives her a nod back. Then he sees the two of you sitting as Lamont's kind of like off, like doing some stuff right now. And he starts heading towards your table. Never seen this guy before on Elysium.
I'll just watch him approach.
Yeah, I'm not gonna intervene early or anything.
As he steps up, he puts his back to the stage and puts his hands on the table. Gentlemen, his voice clearly pitched to the way you get. What you get from the way he talks is that he's used to talking to crowds and projecting. So he manages to hit a nice pitch just underneath the music that you actually hear him clearly. You've been working with a member of my family. She lets me know that you are good people to know. My name is Mr. Braden White, new to the city. I was wondering if you would do something for me.
We're always looking to make new acquaintances.
Brilliant. She said you had an entrepreneur spirit, which I really appreciate. Word is you were looking into a certain rabbi.
Yes.
Did you get a location?
Not an exact location, just southwest area of the city.
Well, he hasn't been communicating with us as much as we would like. I'd be willing to hire you to look into it. Now, mind you, I don't have the social currency that you usually thrive on, but I do have money. And that still can prove very valuable to some of our kind.
Well, you may not have the social currency, but Sierra does.
She said you might be clever about that. At this point in time, Lamont will start to catch up with the rest of the group, and you'll see that they've gone into the room where Baby Chorus is performing, and they grab the high top table just by one of the entrances. And as you walk in, as their second song of the set starts to go off, you'll see they are talking to this man dressed in an all-black suit. Probably, I'd say, 45, 50 years old, graying at the temples, like very nicely cut, like brown hair. He's got his hands on the table, and he's talking to them as you approach. He doesn't seem off-put by your presence. Like, he doesn't even stop as he's speaking while you walk up. Sierra said you would be very eager to maneuver things in such a way. And she was quite explicit in that she's not going to be offering any favors. So we can either deal in non-boon currency, since I really have no standing here quite yet, or we can make some sort of other materialistic exchange.
Ah, Lamont.
Yeah, what's up?
Mr. Lamont, I am Mr. Braden White. Pleasure to meet you. Newly arrived to your city.
Likewise.
Mr.
Pleasure's all
White
mine.
here, Lamont, is in quite a precarious situation. He is interested in potentially hiring us to look into a rabbi that's gone a little bit off the grid. However, he finds himself in the unfortunate position of lacking the social currency to kind of conduct transactions in the way that, we like to conduct transactions.
Mr. Preston, if I can say really quick,
Certainly.
Wonderfully delivered, and I enjoy the way you positioned yourself in the dominant sphere of this conversation by saying I was in a precarious position. I admire that. I'll let it stand for the time being.
Oh, good. Glad that you approve. I'm simply trying to make sure that we're all clear on what exactly the situation here is, and also I'm not backing away from our willingness to help. As you are aware, we do have an entrepreneurial spirit. So
Yes.
Lamont, now that you're here, and I'm glad that you are, materialistic things that we might need to be able to help out our shadowy friend here.
You're looking for a rabbi.
A particular one. I believe you were looking for him previously, as I've spoken with Marcel, I think his name is, the snake.
That's correct.
Yeah, I believe it's Baceris is the rabbi's name.
And you want to pay us to look for him?
Yes.
Track him down.
Well, find out where he lives and see if he's okay, primarily.
Sure.
We haven't heard from him as much as we would have preferred in recent nights.
Okay. And you want to pay us cash money?
That I can do, yes.
Okay. What is this worth in a ballpark?
Well, if we were talking from a human perspective, private eyes for this.
I'm talking from a scratch. What's it worth? You want to hire us? You want to pay us money? Why are we beating around the bush? We have rent to pay.
I'll pay you $100,000 to find out where he is and what's going on.
Done.
Deal.
I
Well, I
like the
think
cut
we
of
can
your
do that
jib.
for you.
I'm sorry, guys. Am I jumping ahead here?
No, that's.
I think you're perfectly fine, Mr. Lamont. I have no disagreements here whatsoever.
Great. It's a deal. We'll get to work
Excellent.
on it.
Out from here, we've come to an accord, and everything will be handled outside of the court, so to speak.
Do you have a phone number or a way to contact you?
It's my understanding you know Mr. Mitchell.
Yes. we do.
Yeah, we know Mr. Mitchell.
You can leave a message with him, and if something should be worthy or you discover something, you can let him know, and he'll inform me post haste, and I will get back to you through him.
Perfect.
Fair enough.
I'm still establishing connections here and making sure I get roots solid. So, unfortunately, a lot of my time is getting assets that are a little more solid as opposed to the fleeting, like a cell phone. So,
Sure.
Sure.
I'm glad to hear that Sierra is helping you to acclimate.
she is, and I'm here to also help her select a new child here since she has been granted right of progeny. So, that is another feather in her cap, so to speak.
Good on her.
Well,
Indeed.
we look forward to meeting the new edition one day.
Should it come anytime soon, I will let you know if you wish to be there for the ceremony. But that depends on how our relationship goes forward. As it is, in my opinion, these things should always be done slowly. It may be years from now before she finds somebody suitable, but the important part is that it has been granted.
That's fantastic.
Indeed.
Oh,
Your
good for
city
her.
is in sad straits right now. You could use more of us.
Hopefully, we'll be able to get that ourselves. I guess I don't know. I've never even thought about it, but
No, it'll be fine. I'm sure we'll make everything work out well for all of us. And to be quite honest, I think forging a bond between our two clans would be beneficial going forward, 100%. The venture of grown stale in their things. If we present a block in opposition, it could liven things up and make things more innovative in the city, and that's important. Innovation, especially with our kind.
I agree.
Couldn't agree more.
Excellent. Gentlemen, I will make transfers in order. Sierra will have $50,000 in cash by the end of tomorrow evening. The rest I will deliver upon confirmation of your information. Sound good?
Sounds great. Thank you.
Excellent. As with all negotiations, I do have to advise, don't try to fuck me. Because we don't want to sour work relationships.
That's kind of written in the fine print.
Right. And as I've been made aware, people in the city have a tendency to put others asleep for a time. And I don't want any of us to get angry and have to do that to the other side. So let's be cordial, let's be polite, and make sure that everything's paid and done well. And we'll forge a very good working relationship.
I feel like I speak for my coterie when I say we understand the currency of our club. We understand the trust is the only thing that we have. So when we give our word to something, we must follow through. Because if we don't respect those traditions, then we're no better. But anyways, you know where this goes. Of
I
course.
do. And I appreciate you leaving it at that. We have no misunderstandings then. We have a very open and transparent relationship, which I appreciate. I'll make sure the transfers are in order. And as soon as you hear something, please let me know and we'll complete our dealings. And as for that, you gentlemen have a great evening.
You
Enjoy
as
the
well?
rest of the show, Mr. White.
I'm sure I won't, but you gentlemen do. You'll see him kind of walk towards Sierra. He does kind of give a bit of a glance occasionally towards the stage as they hit like their fourth song. He does not look like he's enjoying this music whatsoever. It's more like, fuck, you're still going, as he makes his way towards Sierra.
All right.
Now, Baby Chorus plays for like a good hour or so more. They do probably like a good 6 or 7 more songs. Some of them are pretty short, like instrumentals and like interludes. More playing with some artistic risks as Toreador. More keyboard and synth and a little bit of melodic guitar. It goes over wishy-washy. You can definitely see like Brett Stryker is like, ooh, oh, that hurts. Annabelle stops her conversation to listen to this and is like, you see that like weird like look on her face like, you did this? Like, you're in front of these people and you did this? So as their set dies down and the instruments kind of peel off and just the sound dies in the air, there's a bit of applause, some more like apparent from the Brujas and the Gangrel, but really like from the Toreador, it's like, oh, golf claps again. Like, you're done, thankfully. That was it. I'm glad we came here tonight. You know, that type of situation that's kind of peeling about in whispers.
That's gross.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do the polite. I'll clap politely.
And that,
I don't know fuck all about music. If it was good, I'm gonna fucking appreciate it. If it was bad,
from a moral standpoint, this would definitely be something on the radio. Like, it's definitely radio quality. It's good. It's produced. They've been practiced very well. In a kindred capacity, though, with Toreador that are Toreador.
Cool. So it's uninspired radio rock. I will
Essentially.
give. So I've been standing there like this the whole time.
Arms folded, just like, all right,
Right,
thanks.
right.
Yeah, awesome. Yay, go you.
Yeah.
You will see that Sun will have completed his conversation with Annabelle before the set was ever done, but they just kind of stayed in each other's company. They're two Primogen. Well, it's a Primogen and Annabelle because Annabelle is Annabelle. And eventually he'll kind of break away, and you'll see a dark-haired woman kind of pull off from one of the small groups to the side and start talking with him as they start walking out. And for Preston, since you're the one who's most often around Elysium, that's Andrea. That's the one who was saved recently from the funeral home.
Okay. Well, good.
And they'll pass you guys. Some will give you a nod, and they'll walk out back towards the balcony. Ysenia will break off from her group and start heading towards your table as the band starts to kind of break down their gear.
Does she look pissed
It's
off?
not surprising.
No, she looks a little reserved. Her facial expression is a bit blank. Her eyes are kind of like just dull. Like, she's not happy, she's not sad, she's just kind of here.
All right.
As she approaches her table, she puts a hand on, the surface of the high top. ¿Qué pasa?
How are you?
How's it going?
Bien. Yeah, I saw you were talking with Shadow Man.
Yes.
That is correct.
Want to give you a warning. The man Larson that was looking for you knew things about you before he passed away. Don't know who he told. Not really sure. But I do know that there's a lot of problems in the city that people might start looking at you for.
Like what?
I wouldn't know why, but
What kind of problems?
From an official stance, nothing. But unofficial whispers. That place you rescued Alexa from. A lot of church activity.
I'll like lean into her. Like, no shit. Did you? You have no idea what we saw.
I don't. That's why I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. I'll just shake my head. They were. I can't. We can't talk about this anywhere near here.
Well, I think I know what the main problem is here. It's that we and I don't mean to sound arrogant, but we have kind of shown up and we've done some favors and we've made a name for ourselves. And now, like, the official record is we have favors that are owed to us, and we look like swell guys right now. And there are other people in the background who are seeing this, and they're getting a little bit stirred up and they're getting a little bit jealous, and they're like looking for reasons to bring these new rising stars down. I wouldn't give a lot of it too much credence.
I would love to have a conversation with someone about what the hell we experienced and what the hell we had to do. But the problem is things just happen, and then things just get sort of pushed under the rug, and then some asshole wants to pretend like we were somehow at fault for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre level bullshit that we experienced, that we had to quickly think to fix.
Ysenia kind of like puts an elbow on the table and rests her head on it, like, with her fingers on her temple. Listen, she closed her eyes for a second and looks at you guys again. I don't think you had anything to do with that particular incident. You came on, you rescued Alexa, you did what you were asked to do. See?
Yeah.
So you handled that, but you have Crook telling tall tales, if you want to put it that way, about your deeds and killing people. You have Larson, who says he knows that you are bad news, who is now dead. You have the church sweeping in and bringing in more people. And you have, well, you have done a lot of things in a very short period of time. It makes you look suspicious.
We've done like 3 things.
Well, you were there with Sierra and Malenkov.
Malenkov, yeah.
That situation. You were there with this situation with Alexa.
Yeah.
Apparently, now the Gangrel Primogen owes you a boon for something that nobody will talk about.
Yeah, so I don't want you to take this the wrong way because it's not directed at you. And it really isn't directed at anybody. It's just a statement of intent. The only reason why it seems like we've been at a lot of places where messed up things have happened is because there's no one else in the city willing to do anything if it doesn't benefit them immediately.
I understand why you said no offense.
The reason why, and you're here talking to us, and there's a reason why I'm not naming anybody specifically. What I'm saying is a very general thing about how we were where Malenkov was because no one else bothered to get in a vehicle and go and look. We found Alexei because no one else went to the neighborhood where he was rumored to have been spotted. That's it. If you want to be if you want to be considered a strange entity involved in too much, just show up. That's it. That's all you have to do. Which
She
is what
will
we've
actually
done.
laugh at that. Well, I understand. But you understand that with all the Sabbat and the hunters and all these issues happening right now,
Yeah.
those individuals, by the way, that you brought from that place, they were bad news. Very, very bad news.
The guys with the thing.
Yes. They are part of a death cult. Death cult. And they work with Larson. And Larson had notes about you 3, implicating you in bad things.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. I'm sorry.
It's nothing that has caught any attention. It's Larson
No.
is viewed as bad.
It's just if you could see into my brain and see what we rescued the death cult from, you would see why this is so profoundly funny to me.
See, so professional courtesy, I'm here talking to you. I don't view you as bad as Larson painted you. And I don't view you as threat to city right now. I know there is other things that's out there. Blackwater. She has issue. So bigger bad is over smaller bad. And to be truthful, I think that she's more of a threat than you could be. Therefore, we don't have issue. But I want to make you aware that people are talking. And watch your back.
Guess it's time to double down on the tattooing. Maybe start doing what everybody else does and stay home.
Well, people are working. Just because you don't see them doesn't mean it's not happening.
That's fair.
Sierra, myself, Alexa, we are working all the time to make sure the city is safe. And we have the Scourge, so...
Well, that's also why Sierra's our first go-to, because we know, well, even before her job entails what it entails, that she would do something.
Guys, it's no big deal. Let's
We appreciate the heads up. It's the type of thing that we're offended at the notion because we're aware of what we've been through and what we've done, and I'm passing off a lot of it to just natural treatment of people who have been more useful than the people who are talking, and it's jealousy, and I'm just gonna try not to let it get to us. But
Well, let us be completely clear. Nobody here is innocent. No one.
No.
well, no, and to be
There's proof
fair,
of that. I mean,
to put it right out there and be fair, even if by some ridiculous notion we had killed all these people that we were rumored to have killed, we didn't break any rules. We didn't get caught. We didn't break the masquerade. If we did do it, we did a pretty damn good job of covering it up, since there's only a rumor that it happened.
Well, Crook has been trying to sell information about that, and nobody's given him time of day. It's a rumor that's, he has information to sell that you killed all these people. He has no proof. It's just talk. So you're fine. But
Spent the better part of 30 years working in the body modification industry. Yeah, I have kinks. I like certain things. I like certain things certain ways. But at the end of the night, we're all suffering under the same yoke.
Right. And as she says that, you'll see Sierra and Alexa kind of walk towards the entrance. And as they get ready to get to the door, Sierra will snap her finger and look over at Ysenia. Ysenia will just kind of look at her and nod. Look at the three of you and say, I will, to be continued. And she'll step back and head out the door to the other two. As Ysenia exits the concert area with Sierra and Alexa, you guys are left here with a couple of the other elders that are still around. Critias is still off one corner. He's still watching Damien. As you guys know, since Damien got fucked up by the Sabbat, he's been kind of keeping an eye on him a little bit. Like, it's almost scary how much Critias is watching his childer. But you will see that Annabelle and Sun split ways as Annabelle kind of like starts to kind of make her way out in her grand like exit. She's got this wonderful dress on that's actually got like almost the hint of a trail on it, a train. So as she's walking, she's making sure the fabric flows. And you got Brett Stryker kind of walking behind her a couple paces, just kind of almost resentful, staring at her, but also in awe of her as she's walking, as they exit, leaving you with essentially Sun, Baby Chorus, and in the end of it, you've also got
Critias?
Jesus Christ. No, well, Critias is there, but Maldavis and Genghis. Sun starts heading towards you guys as he's walking towards the entrance or / exit. He looks over at the stage a second as Baby Chorus is breaking down the rest of their equipment. You see them unplugging everything and wrapping all the cords up. It's going to be like another 45 minutes till they're done up there. But Sun's just kind of like walking over, shrugging. He's like, well, that was...
It's a great performance.
Sure.
They definitely know the technical ability of their instruments, and they put on a great show.
Very toward our answer. So on that, I saw that dude come over and talk to you guys.
yeah.
Like, not that I was watching, not that I was watching, but I
Hey,
did
we
see him
appreciate
walk
you watching
over.
our back. Come on.
Yeah, we're friends. So, what the fuck? Like, what is you... Like, that was a conversation.
Yeah.
That wasn't like, hey, guys, I'm so-and-so. Plus, why would he do that? So clearly he wanted something. Was it something important?
He came over here hat in hand, needing something, and didn't really have anything other than money to throw at the problem as compensation. Not that big of a favor, and we like money, and we are trying to get an idea of who this guy is and what he's all about. So we took the job to get an idea of who it is we're dealing with.
And
And since we know that you're interested, we're happy to keep you informed.
See, that's
And
that's
he
why we
was
hang out.
pointed our direction by your bestie. So, knowing that he discussed it with her and she was kind enough to give him our names, that gave him a little.
See, that's good because
little
that
extra.
means she actually likes you guys, right?
And the job is
in theory.
to find another one of to find a rabbi.
Right. So like they don't keep tabs on. You know what? Actually, I can't say that. I've lost 2 in the past week, so I mean,
You can't watch everybody.
Andrea's back. Well, you can't really. I mean, it's not like we live together. I mean,
Especially
that
when
would-
you're brand new to the Midwest.
that might fix it. Actually, if I made them all stay with me, I know where they are at all times.
That is true.
Yeah, if you never let them leave.
You guys looking for a roommate?
No.
All right. Well, I had to ask. I took your advice, by the way. Talked to Annabelle, and I arranged it so that I was like, "Hey, your man, invaded my domain, and he was snooping around, and I didn't appreciate it, so I staked him in defense of my domain, given me by the prince, rightfully so, because His Majesty has that right. And your man invaded my domain, therefore violated my territory, so I had to stake him in defense of my own self. I've gotten a trivial out of it.
Excellent. I'm glad
Yeah,
that worked out.
Apparently, Royston doesn't mean jack and shit to your primogen, by the way.
Well, now we know, and knowing
Hey,
is
well,
important.
A boon is a boon, and a boon is a foot in the door, right?
Yeah, but it's embarrassing. You're like, "Hey, life boon," and she's like, "No." So, if I would have known the relationship a little more, I would have kind of scaled it back a little bit. Like, "Hey, Major."
Well, I have to apologize because had I thought about it to any great extent, I would have remembered that he's the guy that goes out and gives the rest of the Toreador the updates when something has to, and that
He's the errand boy.
honestly
God damn.
legitimately slipped my mind.
It's okay. It's no harm, no foul him out. We're close. So I'm gonna kind of like transfer him over tomorrow. So
A boon's a boon, right?
yeah, it's a trivial. Hey.
Now he knows not to fuck with you.
Well, yeah. Don't come snooping around my house and not expect to get like, you know what I mean?
Jason,
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
It
Yeah.
it also tells you something else. It tells you a further detail.
What, they're afraid of me?
No, you probably already knew that. I mean, that's every shadow barks that message.
Nobody needs to be afraid of me. I'm just the friendliest guy in the entire city.
What you should know very simply is he didn't go there of his own volition.
I'll probably send him, I'm sure. Or maybe Brett trying to get under Annabelle's skin, maybe depriving her of her errand boy just to get back at her. A lot of possibilities here. But hey, I'll take my trivial from Annabelle. That's fine. My hands are clean of any wrongdoing. I've done my part as a member of the society. I've not killed anybody that they can prove. So, we're good.
That's the game.
Yeah. No, I'm happily playing the game. Again, I'm monitoring the board a little closely, a little more, in depth now because there are pieces popping up that I don't know who the fuck they are. We've got that Lasombra dude that looks like Dr. Richards, with the graying temples. We've got fucking that Ysenia still creeps me out. I mean, I've done business with her, but she still creeps me out. We've got Larson that showed up and now is no longer among the living. It's just been crazy, man. And can you guys do y'all know what Zemis is by chance?
Bless you.
Yeah, so there's this guy that we hunted down, me and Sierra and Damien, before he got, Mr. Walden. Creepiest thing I've ever seen. He had like this servant with like this heart pumping like into. It was a mess, and so that kind of creeped me out a little bit, and I began a little more suspicious. And I think the Thin Bloods are up to something.
I mean, they've been confined to a building for the last almost
Well,
3
so-
weeks. Of course, they're up to something.
I'm sorry. I feel like I missed an entire middle to that story, and that's okay, Jason. That's perfectly fine.
Sorry, out of game. Just Nick,
I'm
you
just
had
letting him run with it. Yes,
the
absolutely.
perfect response that I
fucking-
expected. Like, wait, did I miss part of a conversation that we haven't had yet?
There was a guy and his heart was on the outside of his body, and he was like bumping blood and blood. And I think the Thin Bloods are up to something. I didn't even get it by the way. It was just like that was the obvious end.
Right. Totally
Sorry,
agree, Jason.
chat.
Go pull that string.
And back in the scene. Okay, so no, I think the Thin Bloods are up to something. You know, so we had Andrea, right? And Andrea told me that she talked to a Thin Blood before she got stabbed in the back, and when everything went black. I don't know if you've seen this woman, but she said she had her name. It was Amber Freebird, free something, Amber something, blonde woman. Obviously, since she's Thin Blood, she's gonna look alive. But she said it was they were out and just snagged her and pulled her in, and now we've got the Thin Bloods congregating in one spot, red number 5, which just happened to have this first light situation. It's not like anybody was trying to diffuse the Thin Bloods by calling first light in the second position, because who would do that? That's insane. But now we've got the Cadiv kind of closing ranks, right? Moldavius is here with Genghis. I think she's still sore about Balthazar, and we all know that nobody has any idea what happened with that man, right?
That is true.
Oh yeah, no idea.
Right.
No
So
suspicions at all.
I think the Thin Bloods are behind a lot of stuff going on in the city right now, and if I were a betting man, I'd say Prince Jackson is going to start issuing some blood hunts soon on people involved.
Which, honestly, is probably not his worst move.
No.
It's to the point where some people are worried, potentially questioning, and that's definitely a definitive way to make a stand.
And I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't blame them at all.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the man's got a clean house.
Yep. So, Nightcap?
I'm good. I'll kind of look over at you two.
By the by, Ray, I forgot to mention this earlier, but while we've been having this conversation, I've been sketching Critias, like his profile view of him watching his chilled.
It's easier for you to sketch him down because he moves very little this whole time. Like a dead thing, he is very, very still. He doesn't have twitches or twinges or ticks. He's just staring at his child. Occasionally he'll move like a couple of centimeters just to take in another part of the stage, but then his eyes go back. So for getting those details and the way the light hits him, it's very easy to do because he's not really moving. Mm-hmm. He's, ironically, or not so much, like a corpse, just plopped there. Occasionally you'll see Jason's eyes will kind of look down to see what Lamont's sketching and just go back to conversation. All right, well, since you guys are fine, I guess I'll head out.
Yeah,
hey, so I am friends with Judd, the guy downstairs that works the foot of the stairs. He told me that you had a stalker, kind of looking out for you and saying that she knew you and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want me to wrap that loose end up for you?
Definitely not.
I mean, I'll do it as a friend. Like, it's a courtesy to you.
No. She's totally harmless.
Okay.
With how much she posts on it, like social media, all recognition for what he does is good for his job.
The reason why I haven't made an effort to curtail that is because I feel personally it adds to the ambiance of my identity. I feel it adds an element of humanism.
I get that. I understand. So I'll leave her alone. I just thought I'd do you a favor if she was bothering you, but
No.
If it's under control, then I don't have to get involved.
No. Just she's harmless.
And I want to take care of you guys. So, you're like my little ducklings.
The moment that she becomes less than harmless, I'm a Toreador. I have certain ways about things. If she were an issue, I would have addressed it already.
Definitely. And good luck on the missing persons search. I've got my own to undergo. I'm going to look into Leanne, see why she's not answering her phone. But you all have fun. I'm going to go grab a late night bite to eat and maybe bother some people. keep them on their toes. You know, this city only functions really because of me. I mean,
you do have your fingers in just about everything,
You're
so
a
that's
busy bee.
understandable.
fingers and toes, really, like many sinister soups going on at the same time. Like I am really got all the burners going on high here to make sure the city functions and make sure everybody's on their toes and alert and vigilant. I'm helping with Sabat. I've revealed the thin blood plots. I've, a lot of things I've done. A lot of things.
It is a testament to your ability to help this city not fall apart, Jason.
You know what? I agree with you. You're 100% right. I'll bring that up, but then at the permission meeting, like, hey, you guys need me. Like, shower me with boons, like Annabelle.
Well, don't be so blunt about it. Be nice about it. It'll endear more people when you're not like, you fucking need me.
Are we giving him advice on
Sullivan?
No, that's true. That's true.
Like, I appreciate it, but I know the game, right? Like, I know the chess game. I got a little overexcited with the Royston situation. That I'll admit. That was on me. But really, when it comes down to it, like, Jadson's the prince, but, I mean, who can get you into Sable's water closet? I can. Like, if you really want to, I can. But I'll let you guys have the night. I'm going to go grab a bite to eat. Take care and be careful. Watch out for that Spanish woman.
You
that
too.
Ysenia. A little weird.
She is a gem.
Yep, she is something. And he'll just kind of push back from the table and start heading out. That being all said, you guys will see people start slowly filtering out of the concert area. Baby chorus will pack up all their gear. They'll start heading out. You'll see like them shouldering their instruments and their bags, a couple cords in hand. Once they leave, Critias will slowly leave after them. Critias, by the way, to him, you guys don't even exist. He just walks past you, and you're not even worth a look over or just a sideways cast of the eyes. He just leaves.
They're off that way.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, good. Then I'm going to leave his fucking portrait on the table.
It's about 2:00 once everybody's gone, and once Lamont's satisfied with the drawing he has done of Critias.
Yeah,
you guys wanna do?
it's more of just set
Like a
dressing.
study?
Yeah, it's just set dressing. It's just Torador's draw, right?
Yeah, you do, Toradors.
Right. So yeah, it's more just set dressing. I'm hoping some errant Bruja finds it, but at the end of the night, it's just a sketch, and it's not that important.
Being that it's only 2, you guys can spend the night just kind of going out, and over the course of that time, Lamont can get down to 1 hunger. You guys actually manage to finally, kind of hunt around the Succubus Club, grab somebody.
Go
Now,
to the fucking suburbs if I had to.
as you guys are out and about, you guys still have that issue with people watching, and the Chicago Police Department is out in full force on the weekends. It's getting a bit difficult. There's not a lot in ways that they're doing to like harass Kindred per se. They're just being present. That's the issue. It's not like they're all hunters on the CPD. They're like, oh, we know what to look for. No, they're just around is the problem.
Right. Yep, absolutely.
Well, I can tell you from our recent experience at a house, which was a fucking den of inequities, it doesn't shock me that the police are on high alert when a bunch of really bad shit happened to a bunch of cops. So this is just to me, this is par for the course. And honestly, I don't know if I speak for both of my coterie mates, but this really doesn't bother me because this was kind of our goal.
Right. The more chaos that's sown, the less people look into us. Like exactly what's going on now. We do have somebody that does have some information on us that could potentially perk up some ears and get some eyes our way. With all the shit going on, we're small fries. That shit's not going to happen right away. Crook will still look because Crook is the one that doesn't like us directly. But everybody else, bigger fish.
Crook he's been creeping around your house in that cat for like
Since
what?
game fucking 1.
Yeah, like it's been like a long time, like months now. I think
anytime he wants to come by and have a conversation, we'd be more than happy to talk to him.
I don't think he thinks you're hospitable at this point in time. So, but yeah, you guys can head out.
I almost hit him with a rock. Of course, we're not hospitable.
That's why he like Song of Serenity your ass. So
Yeah, well, stop creeping around our fucking haven. Next time it'll be a steak, bitch.
Stop creeping around my door.
But yeah, the night will go uneventfully after you guys leave Elysium. There are no other whisperings around that really bring anything new to the fore. As you guys are leaving and like just milling about the Succubus Club, you just get kind of reaffirmation of some of the things you heard throughout the night. Like one, people are a little upset that Sierra got Rite of Progeny. That's a big one. Like right off the bat, like she's been sheriff for like what, a week?
A week. A
and she's
week?
got right of progeny. Like, what the fuck is that about?
Yeah.
Damien.
She's welcome, by the fucking way.
Damien is a little like, downtrodden. He's doing music now. He's focused on other things, but he's got this like people are talking about how much Critias is like just like literally like right behind him, like 6 inches away at all times. Like Critias has gotten really weird and possessive of his childer. There's also talk about the new Lasombra that's in town that nobody knows who he brought or what he brought to Jackson, but Jackson acknowledged him. He's allowed in the city, so he must have brought something. So that's a
He's
big
just not
question mark.
established yet.
Right. You do definitely get some reaffirmation also that there are 3 members of the city missing. There's a ministry member, which you actually do get clarification on. It's Aluk. It is, let me get the full name for you guys. Actually, I have it written down. It is Alec Romas de Leon. He is an art dealer of the of the ministry. Like for some reason I just had like a glitch. He's a ministry member, but he deals in art, and he has a lot of like influence in some of the different curators around town, like the small photography studios and galleries and art galleries. He has his hands in all those situations, and he's gone missing for the ministry. You've got Leanne Miller, who is somebody that she's not actually a Malkavian, but she's one who's been tied to the Malkavians. She's a Bruja. She's gone missing. She's the one that Sun was talking about and Andre was talking about not having around. And then you've got also the rabbi who's gone missing.
Yeah, who were mentally
Been
paid to
hired.
go find.
Yeah, you've been made PIs to go look for. Now,
That's
couple
all
of
of
things,
a ritual away. Like $100 grand? Okay.
Yeah, but you got to find a place he's been to last before you cast that.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not worried about that. $100,000 is fucking more than any of us are going to see, and again, rent needs to be paid, and
Yeah.
We'll find him. We'll figure it out.
So once you guys get fed up completely, down to one hunger for everybody, aka Lamont gets some food in him after like an hour or two. You guys get back to the warehouse Loft Haven, and the smell of rot starting to take hold a little bit because you have that dead body downstairs. It's still there. It's just decomposing. It's nothing unusual. It's just he's just there. Ryan hasn't been reburied or whatever you want to do with him yet.
Yeah, it's been 2 nights and days. So.
But on top of that, it's nothing really big compared to the fact that you have like 13 bodies worth of hands and heads in the Well of Sacrifice.
That's true.
So it's just a little more powerful, but with the addition of one more body down there. It's just one more log on the fire, essentially, that's making this place smell a bit. Now, you guys do have kind of a 7 situation down there going on with all the fucking hanging, like deodorant, things, the air fresheners.
We need to start investing in like incense and shit.
Or if you really want to,
Fucking Febreze.
invest in blood sorcery and buy the ritual to hide the fucker.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's my
more,
next purchase. So
a more apt.
because I got to wake up our mentor who's been in Torpor now for 5 game sessions.
Yeah, Quincy has not been having a good time. He's still stuffed in that hope chest at the end of Lamont's
in
bed.
theory, one more game session and we can wake him up.
Fair enough. We'll see how that goes. But a lot of stuff's going
Right.
on in the city. You guys just get a lot of reaffirmation in terms of whispers that's been, kind of happening. And that's where we're at for the night. It has been an eventful night on Elysium for the Nest tonight. Let me tell you. They've got a deal now with another Magister. Whether or not they're going to keep on serving the whims of Clan Lasombra remains to be seen. However, they're definitely falling into the doing favors, getting paid, and just working for them without too many questions asked. On top of that, we've got Sun finishing up his deal with Annabelle. They guided him the way that they were recommended by Helena at the beginning of the game. And we had our conversation with Ysenia, which is always fun. So we'll see how everything goes with all the stuff they laid down, what they're looking into. Next episode, we'll see you all there.